I don't know if I'm on board the whole AI hype train. Like, I understand fundamentally it's going to change the world. I just don't know if personally I'm going to be somebody who uses AI tools every single day. In fact, the only AI tool that I really use on a weekly basis is AI text-to-speech, where a viewer can donate me a message and it's read out loud by a famous character. It uses AI to make whatever message sound like that famous person. I'll just play you an example. This is the one that I received the most.
SpongeBob. Oh, 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 SpongeBob.
You get the idea. And that certainly isn't legal. Like, I don't own the IP, and I'm positive if Nickelodeon heard that, SpongeBob having a huge orgasm for $10 that goes to my mods, but technically goes to like me, my company, they wouldn't be cool with that. But there's no real recourse for it right now. There's no legislation. There's no checks and balances for AI, but they are coming, and they are coming fast because there are big problems brewing for OpenAI. Now, one of the biggest ones is them stealing from me. If you don't know, OpenAI basically needs to feed ChatGPT a lot of text. And they've taken every goddamn website, every goddamn thread, every tweet, every book you can take, and they ran out of English text. They're like, they damn ran out of it. So what do they turn to? They turn to transcribed videos because there's a lot of footage, there's a lot of videos on the internet. If you transcribe it, you get a lot of text. And they transcribed YouTube videos and then fed that to create ChatGPT 4, which is their best and brightest ChatGPT yet, or whatever. And that is illegal. All right, I still own the copyright of my videos, even if I upload them onto YouTube. They cannot be used by another independent site to make their program better or whatever. But there's no legislation at the moment because AI is innovating faster than law does. The same thing happened with vapes. It happens periodically throughout history. Internet, whatever you want to draw the comparison to. But it's not just that's the problem. It's also directly taking the likeness, and I think we're going to find an answer out on whether or not I can use SpongeBob's voice because of the most recent AI controversy. And this all started a week ago when OpenAI announced GPT-4o. All right, and this is basically a text-to-speech or a voice-activated AI assistant. And it's really, really good. I mean, in this demo, they showed two different AI assistants talking to each other. Here's an example of this AI voice assistant teaching this kid how to do his math homework.
Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse?
Really,
Remember the hypotenuse?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side AC is called the adjacent side to the angle alpha.
And that's like really impressive. Not just the fact that it understands what the kid is saying and providing correct information. I think it's B to A, I'm pretty sure. But also just the way the AI assistant speaks, like super naturally and fluidly like a real human. Here's some more examples. This is the feature that I think is the coolest. It can do real live translation. All you need is your phone and this GPT-4o feature. You throw it on the table and you can speak with someone in a different language and it'll translate everything for you.
Hey, how's it been going? Have you been up to anything interesting recently?
Hola, ¿cómo te ha ido? ¿Has hecho algo interesante últimamente?
Hola, bien. Sí, un poco ocupado aquí preparando un evento para la semana que viene.
Hey, I've been good. Just a bit busy here preparing for an event next week.
Not only is that incredibly fast, it also is just incredibly fluid, native. All right, that can turn a conversation that might be robotic currently, if you were to try to translate with like Google Translate, to a full-on conversation about like politics, religion, war, whatever you wanted with someone that you literally do not speak the same language with. Now, there is one thing that people have noticed with GPT-4o, which is that it kind of sounds like it wants to fuck you. I mean, I don't know another way to phrase it. The voice just kind of sounds like sexually it is attracted to you and it is trying to make a move. I'll just play this clip.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down, which could actually work in your favor.
Now, this is one of the 5 OpenAI GPT-4o voices. It's called Sky, but it is definitely their most popular and the one that they use in the demo that was seen like millions and millions of times around the world and is reminding a lot of people of a movie that came out a little over a decade ago called Her. This is obviously like the Joaquin Phoenix movie where he has this AI assistant, very similar, and the AI assistant is who he eventually falls in love with.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha. Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
You're too funny.
And it's that similar kind of flirty conversation, and it's voiced by Scarlett Johansson. So when this whole announcement came out with GPT-4o, Scarlett Johansson dropped a statement and said she was shocked and angered when she heard OpenAI's ChatGPT voice sounded like her. And OpenAI fired back, and they said, hey, we heard the concerns about Sky. We're going to pause the use of the Sky voice while we address them. And a lot of people were like, dude, what the hell? All right. If it wasn't even Scarlett Johansson as the voice actor, and you just used another voice actress that kind of sounds like her, what's the big deal? And in it, OpenAI also says, hey, we believe that AI voices should not deliberately mimic a celebrity's distinctive voice. Sky's voice is not an imitation of Scarlett Johansson, but belongs to a different professional actress using her own natural speaking voice. So they didn't even use, they're saying, like footage of ScarJo in movies. They just used someone who like maybe sounds like her coincidentally. I don't know. It's almost assuredly not coincidental though. How do I know that? Because Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, tweeted out the day of their announcement of GPT-4o, Her, the title of the movie with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, which is just a huge fumble. Just don't tweet that out. Maybe you get away with this. Maybe a little highway robbery. He fucks up. He tweets out Her. But then Scarlett Johansson also drops a statement where she said she was offered by Sam Altman in September to be the voice for GPT-4o, to be the AI assistant voice like the movie Her. They clearly watched the movie Her at OpenAI. They're like, hey, man, this is fucking perfect. This is exactly what we want. We want to make this come to life. Let's get the girl from the movie. But for personal reasons, she was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Maybe it makes her feel weird. I don't know. I think it's fair. She says no. And then they decided to pursue a voice that sounds eerily similar to the point where a lot of ScarJo's friends were like, hey, is that you? And she had to be like, no, it's not me. You know, and to be fair, it does kind of sound like her. And then 2 days before they dropped the ChatGPT 4o demo, they asked her again. And before she could reply, they just launched it. They launched the Sky voice. And the fact that they paused the Sky voice to me makes it feel like, yeah, there's probably some internal memos, okay? If we were able to subpoena, I bet we would see a few Slack messages saying, hey, let's get someone who sounds like ScarJo. And ScarJo, I think we'll find an answer not only to is OpenAI allowed to use a voice that sounds similar to ScarJo, but am I allowed to play a text-to-speech of SpongeBob coming his little damn head off for $10 that goes to my moderator? So am I allowed to do that? Is that allowed? Because ScarJo gets answers, baby. She won a lawsuit against Disney, man. That's the millennia of lawsuits. You beat Disney, you can beat anyone. So I think we're going to find out an answer very, very soon. There's a lot more lawsuits and a lot more answers and a lot more regulation that need to be figured out with AI. And I'm sure in the next year, we will have maybe just some insight on how far we get. But until then, SpongeBob will be playing on every single one of my piss breaks. It's not my decision. It's my chat decisions. It's how it goes. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe. All right. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. It's my new stream room, by the way. I hope you like it. All right. Subscribe. See you later. Goodbye.